Go for it.
We looked at each other like, okay, who's going to say good morning? Well, good morning. Thank you so much for joining us here on After GMS. It's about 7:46 on a Friday. Yeah. I'm Stacey Spivey with Megan Valeris and Ed Matthews.
Yeah, of course, we are staying on top of a lot of big headlines. Breaking in just the last hour, sadly, we've learned from Buckingham Palace, Prince Philip has passed away at age 99. We will have much more on that coming up. First, we do have to take a look at this forecast. Ed Matthews, we've been spoiled with nice weather all week, but some rain.
Yeah, we'll see a few storms, showers and storms later today and again tomorrow. Not a gully washer, but some of those storms may be strong or severe. We're in the marginal risk area, so it's not a great big risk, but nevertheless, we take each level seriously, and this is level 1, the low end risk. However, a few of those storms may produce some damaging winds, and in the state of the atmosphere, the way the atmosphere is right now, some of these may produce some hail. Some pretty significant hail maybe in a few spots. So that's something that we'll be watching for. I think about 3 o'clock and thereafter, well into the evening and maybe the better part of the overnight, there will be showers and storms across the area, and then we'll do it again tomorrow afternoon as well. Temperatures will move up pretty close to 80 today, drop back into the mid-70s over the weekend. 40% shower storm chance on Saturday afternoon. So today's not going to be a washout. Saturday's not going to be a washout. If you're outdoors enjoying the weather, just kind of keep an eye on the sky and keep an eye on your WFMY News 2 weather app as well. And you can see how things are firing on radar today and tomorrow. The rain moves out Sunday. That'll set the stage for some drier weather. I think maybe the better part of next week may turn out dry, kind of owing to a little better shower chance by about Thursday. But in the meantime, we'll take dry weather Sunday afternoon on into Monday and Tuesday. So looking good. Stay with us throughout the day. Just stay posted and we'll keep you updated if anything fires on radar. Again, after about 3 o'clock today is what we're looking at.
And you can always download the free News 2 app. We can send direct alerts straight to your phone so you can keep up to date with what's happening weather-wise in the Triad. But we want to go ahead and get into our first conversation this morning. We're looking in the way to the future and up into the sky for our first conversation. Experts are laying out the path for the next total solar eclipse in 2024. Are you already making travel plans for that? Well, mark your calendar, Monday, April 8th, 2024. That will be that next eclipse. And AccuWeather just released a map of the path. Not only will it pass over more densely populated areas, but it has a wider umbra, so it covers more square miles of land with a bigger shadow. So you can see it will be right over major cities like Austin, Dallas, Indianapolis, Cleveland, and Buffalo. No path over North Carolina, so we asked, will you travel to see it? CRM writes, I was in South Carolina in 2017, worth a short trip, but not anything crazy in my opinion, just too short, and you have to be right in the path. Mark says, we hosted a viewing party at Southern Guilford High School for the total solar eclipse in 2017. It was clear as a bell at our school and had about 200 people. I plan on going to Carbondale, Illinois for 2024 for the next solar eclipse. Pretty cool. And one of the cities that it is going to be over completely is Little Rock, Arkansas, which, as you know, is my hometown. So, I mean, it'd be very convenient if, you know, I could just go and visit my family and see it all at one time. It would be a really cool experience to be right, you know, in the path, in the direct path of it. But I do feel like last time I had a really great experience. I was just north of here in Roanoke, Virginia, and all of us at work went outside and experienced it, and it was a really, really neat thing to see. So I don't know 100% if I'll travel, but you know, at least I got to experience it once in my lifetime.
I would say put in that vacation request now to go home to Little Rock. That would be really cool to see that totality, as it's called, when that eclipse fully eclipses the sun and it is dark outside for a period of time. I remember back in 2017 when WFMY News 2 hosted a watch party at the Carolina Field of Honor at Triad Park in Kernersville. It was a lot of fun. A lot of us went out there, gathered with many of you viewers, and watched it together as that phenomenon happened. I remember, and I mentioned this on the Good Morning Show, the big rush to try to find those Eclipse glasses.
Yes.
They were cheap looking plastic little things, but supposedly they were what you needed to safely watch the eclipse. You know, regular sunglasses, I guess, were not sufficient. I remember putting them somewhere thinking, okay, if this happens again, I'm gonna have them already. But now I don't know where I left them. So I'm going to be digging through some drawers in 2024 if this glasses shortage happens again, Ed.
Well, you got plenty of time to find them, okay? You can go through your entire house. Hopefully you'll be able to find them. I probably chunked mine in the garbage. I don't think, I'm not much of a person that saves. But look, gang, I've got this all figured out. It is just so easy and simple to me. Somebody just mentioned that their parents live in Little Rock, Arkansas. So I'm thinking renting a van, all of us go. All of us take time off at the same time and drive management crazy. But I understand Little Rock is going to be right in the path. So, you know, just tell your folks that we're going to crash at their place for a day or two.
You know
and
what?
see how that happens.
I just thought of a great idea, okay? I'm going to pitch this as a way that I can go live from the path of it in Little Rock and
Sneaky.
knock out two birds with one stone, see the family,
Yeah.
report live from Little Rock.
Of course, you need a meteorologist out there as well.
Yes.
We got to know what the weather is in Little Rock.
And I need a co-anchor too.
There you
So,
go. We're in.
We're all going. It's set in place.
Hey, well, speaking of weather, I do want to address a sub-conversation that has popped up on our feed. Jason was joking earlier about the sweater. He called it my Mr. Rogers sweater that I had on when I came into the studio. When we do that overview cam, you can see us a couple minutes before we start the program. He said it must be that Arctic blast air conditioning in there again. And then somebody was wondering, wait, there's an Arctic blast coming through the Triad? So no. Just our joke about how cold it is in the studio sometimes, and Stacy and I are always cold natured, so we have our sweaters just off screen, ready to put on in commercial breaks, always.
Yeah, mine is over there. So yeah, no Arctic blast coming to the Triad. Maybe some showers
Just in
and
here.
stuff like that. But so we want to know, are you planning to travel maybe for this solar eclipse? Carol said, I think I'm going to skip this one. I remember when there was one in high school, and she said maybe 83, 85. She wasn't sure of the year. But Scott says it goes over Rochester, New York, and that's where Tim Buckley is from. And he said, I'm there. So looks like he's going to be traveling for it.
Awesome. Yeah, this will be really cool to watch. Just something, again, to look forward to after this year that we've had. I mean, it's just cool to put anything on our calendar where we might be able to gather in person and celebrate something that has absolutely nothing to do with any kind of a global pandemic.
Yeah, and of course it's 3 years away, so you have plenty of time to plan.
Yep. All right, let's get to our morning headlines before we get to our second conversation of the day. This is that big story topping world headlines this morning. Prince Philip, the Duke of Edinburgh, has died at age 99. The royal family announced his death this morning, writing he passed away peacefully at Windsor Castle. Just recently, remember, he spent time in the hospital undergoing a heart procedure. One of the highlights of his legacy includes his 73-year marriage to Queen Elizabeth II. Details for a funeral have not been announced yet. Of course, remembering him for his vibrant personality, sometimes his controversial remarks, but most importantly, the love and loyalty he had to his beloved wife, the Queen. No question, people all across the UK and here in the US will sorely miss him and are wishing the Queen well in her grief.
Yeah, it just broke my heart seeing the news. Megan and I both big followers of the royal family, and just thinking about the entire family and having to deal with that today among everything else that's been going on in the world and in their family directly. Our thoughts and prayers go out to them. You know, Prince Philip has, like you said, had some controversies over the years, but I think he was such a strong leader in that family. And, you know, hearing from Prince Harry and Prince William about their grandfather, they always spoke so highly of him. And even Meghan Markle, too, loved Prince Philip. So, He's definitely going to be missed. And goodness, I mean, looking back at the old photos, he was such a handsome guy.
He was. Yeah, and he was funny too. He provided a lot of comic relief. I think at points it was inappropriate, but other times, you know, it was just kind of bringing that sense of realness to the royal family, which sometimes feels a little aloof from what the everyday citizen is experiencing. So, you know, he really brought something that a lot of people could relate to, Ed, and he will definitely be missed.
Definitely be missed. A big loss for the royal family, but of course a big loss for the British people as well. And you know, you have to look, and obviously we're all saddened by his passing, but wow, how incredible it is to be in that good of health and live to be 99. And it got me thinking, how old is the Queen? The Queen, I know she'll never tell, but we can find it on Google, can't we?
Yeah, she's 94.
94 years old. So it's just such a blessing that both of them, for the most of their lives, have been in great health. And as far as I know, the Queen is going strong. I mean, she never slows down.
Yeah, Carol said 73 years of marriage. Wow, some people don't make it 73 months, she noted. Yeah, their marriage really a true testament to unity, loyalty in both good times and in bad. And I remember watching the obituary that just aired on CBS this morning, and it really kind of went through his life. He had, you know, some trauma in his own childhood, the loss of a beloved sister. He had been through a lot leading up to his role that he embraced so passionately in the royal family, and you know, had a big sense of community service as well to the British people.
Yeah, I mean, he was part of the Greek royal family, then exiled from Greece, ended up being a part of, I believe, the Royal Navy for Britain, and then married Queen Elizabeth, and they just had a long and happy life together. And, you know, I just really, now I'm concerned for the Queen and her health and safety, or not safety, but her health and her mental health too, because it's going to be hard. They've been together for the majority of their lives.
We were talking about earlier how, you know, people got this sense of hope, even some surprise when he, after that month-long stay at the hospital, he came home. He rode in a car back to Windsor Castle or Buckingham Palace, and he was sitting up and seemed to be getting better. And then to have learned this morning that he did pass away peacefully at home at Windsor Castle, I think came a bit as a surprise to some, just seeing his recent recovery and release from the hospital.
Yeah, goodness. Well, our thoughts and prayers are with that family this morning, of course, and country, because anytime something like this happens, it's like the entire country comes together in mourning. And of course, we're going to keep you updated on any funeral plans in the future.
We will do that. Let's get to some more local headlines briefly here. Several Triad clinics will continue using the Johnson & Johnson vaccine after some UNC Health clinics reported adverse reactions to the shot. 4 people went to the hospital after receiving the shot in Raleigh yesterday, and a few others in Orange County reported minor side effects right after getting the vaccine. Despite this, the CDC issued guidance last night recommending clinics continue using the shot. And for perspective here, that was only a handful of cases. More than 133,000 North Carolinians have received the single-dose shot. We've heard of only a few adverse reactions. With that being said, Triad clinics will continue as planned using the vaccine this weekend. This event kicks off today. The Christ Cathedral Church on Alliance Church Road is hosting 2 clinics. Today's is from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. Sundays is from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Walk-ins are allowed, but appointments are preferred. Call 336-740-9784 to schedule. Mark your calendars for the return of this annual event, the Greensboro Folks Festival, or the National Folk Festival, we should say, happening in Greensboro in person this fall. Last year, it was all online. The festival is set for September 10th through the 12th in downtown Greensboro.
The community once again saying thank you to healthcare workers by offering free meals. Downtown Greensboro Incorporated relaunched its Feeding the Frontlines campaign, and WFMY News 2's Denise Miller has more on how the campaign helps not only these frontline workers, but the economy as well.
Well, with the reboot of Feeding the Front Lines, more than 20 downtown businesses are involved. They're making hot meals for healthcare heroes, giving out the vaccine. The campaign kicked off Monday, and already restaurants like Natty Greens and Blue Denim have provided meals for healthcare employees. They've delivered to the Mount Zion Baptist Church Vaccine Clinic and several sites where Cone health workers are administering the shots. The goal is to feed 110 workers every day for 30 days. It'll cost a total of $50,000 to do so. That includes a 20% gratuity for participating restaurants like Blue Denim.
We've only been doing takeout, so this is also, a nice boost for us to help us carry over. We're maybe 2.5 to 3 weeks away from reopening our doors and our dining room. So it helps bridge that gap of, not doing much.
To meet their 30-day goal, about $15,000 need to be raised. And DGI says if they surpass their goal, they will extend this campaign to help small businesses and bring the community back together. To help, reach out to Downtown Greensboro Incorporated.
Well, that's definitely a way to say thanks to those tasked with getting vaccines out to everyone. And we're going to hear more great news from around our community.
Yeah, every week I ask you on my Facebook page, Megan Malaris News, to take a break from your busy schedule and just reflect on all of the little blessings that made you smile recently. So you can continue weighing in here on our feed as we celebrate with you. Let's tell me something good.
Tammy and her husband became first-time home buyers. Rhonda and her daughter had a quick day trip to the beach for salt air therapy. Ken got to go camping for the first time this year. Ginny spent blessed time with her grandchildren. Renee has a new grandson born March 27th. Dorothy welcomed a new great-grandson. Ellen picked up her adorable new goats. Doris got good news at her eye exam. Janet got a good night's sleep after shoulder surgery. Stephanie's surgery was successful. Heidi's household is fully vaccinated. Kathleen finished removing popcorn ceiling and painting the entire room. Bonnie finished a big yard project. Alicia celebrated her 42nd birthday. Irma's father-in-law turned 95. Patsy had a wonderful Easter service at church and lunch with her family. Langley celebrated her anniversary. And Debbie is reminded of how much she loves where she lives and how blessed we truly are.
Blessed indeed. I already see some comments here pouring in. Anne got to see her nephew and hold him for the first time since he was born last April. And her mother came home after recovering from COVID. Wow, 2 great news stories to share, Anne. Thank you. Carol said God woke her up and she has another chance to make someone else smile. Paying it forward. I love that. Let's see, Nadine found out her 6th grader will be going back to school 5 days a week, April 19th. A lot of parents excited about that. Jay got some baby chicks. Hooray for fresh eggs. Melissa lost weight on keto and her daughter's getting baptized Sunday. Joe is so excited her daughter is having her first grandbaby boy.
Oh, that's so exciting. And Bobby said he got his last COVID shot and everything went well.
Great to hear that. And then Walter, he said he has a heart doctor appointment today. He's a little bit nervous. We'll be praying that all goes well and hopefully you have some good news to share with us next Friday at this time.
Yeah.
All right, good news happening in your life this week, Stacy. I saw some photos on Facebook.
Well, not only did we have a big doctor's appointment this week, it's just, one of the routine ones, but it was a bigger one with a lot of tests run and everything came back normal, which was great news. And then also we got to do a little side ultrasound to see our baby girl and finally kind of got to see her face fully. And she, had little chubby cheeks and she has my nose and it was just like, I'm officially obsessed, as if I wasn't already, but getting to, see her as she's gotten bigger.
Yeah.
It's so soon, y'all, 3 months.
So cute. Oh my gosh, cannot wait to see her in person. Uncle Ed here, the honorary uncle of the News 2 kids. He's excited as well.
Oh, very much so. Very proud uncle to be very soon. Glad to hear that all those tests were A-OK. I think probably the greatest thing that's happened to me recently is being fully vaccinated. I got my second COVID shot and no problems at all. So just very thankful that we have the vaccine and they're continuing to to distribute it out so we can hopefully get rid of this pandemic soon.
And Megan, Your little boy had a big milestone.
Yeah, he turned 15 months old at the beginning of the month. He's such a fun age. I know this is the start of like those toddler years, but I'm enjoying it so far. Just seeing his personality blossom and how much he loves trucks, anything, anything that flies or drives down the road. He's obsessed with lawnmowers. Oh man, when it is lawn day at our house, he is just excited beyond belief. All right, we've had a lot of fun today. We have to leave with the final check of our forecast, Ed.
Yes, indeed. We'll be on the lookout for storms that may fire later on this afternoon, mid to late afternoon, and some of those extend into the overnight period. We're in the marginal risk for maybe a few strong or severe storms with hail and damaging winds. We'll repeat that again tomorrow afternoon. And then by Sunday, we start to dry things out, and we'll be dry Monday and Tuesday. And if we're lucky, maybe even Wednesday and Thursday. We cool back into the upper 60s by next Thursday.
Well, thanks, Ed, and thank you so much for joining us here on After GMS today. We had a lot of fun, and of course, we're going to keep you updated on everything with Prince Philip, as that is the big developing story today.
Yeah, we'll hope you join us for WFMY News 2 at noon, and we'll see you here back on After GMS next Monday. Take care.